Hey everyone, and thank you for joining me to another lesson in the Dropship Academy. And in this lesson today, after we learned in the previous lesson how to add your first product using the lister, we're going to learn about the Price Monitor, what it does, how it works, and how can you use it to optimize your store. I am using in this lesson an active account of one of our team members, so you are going to see some of the information on the page being blurred in order to maintain the privacy of our team member. So what is the Price Monitor? The Price Monitor goes every 60 minutes to each one of your products and checks their price and their quantity and their stock level. If a price changes, it takes the new price, recalculates the final price for your store, and then updates your store. If an item goes out of stock, it takes it out of stock as well on your store. Here is an example down here. You can see that the quantity of the product is 0 and the item is locked, meaning that it's out of stock. Okay, a little bit about the structure of the Price Monitor page. You have the filters above, which we're going to talk about later. You can select items here down below to take actions with. We can do it later as well. And here and the table itself, which is the main part that you're going to look at most of the time, is sorted as following. You have the product itself, and then the information from your supplier. So if you have different suppliers, you can see all of the different IDs and all of the different prices at the supplier website. And then you have your store. So if it's an eBay store or a Shopify store, and then a link to the product in your store, and the price that is set after the calculation, the same calculation that we did in the previous lesson when we talked about the rapid lister, and all kind of other information like the stock level on your store, the profit, the estimated profit, of course, the same estimated profit that we talked about in the previous lesson. And for eBay sellers, you also have very, very interesting parameters, which is the number of views that your item got, the number of people that clicked to watch that item, number of sold items, that's actually also for Shopify sellers, and your selling ratio, meaning the conversion rate. So once you sold an item, the conversion rate is basically how many products you sold divided by how many views you had. So if you had 5 views and you sold it once, your conversion rate would be 0%. The typical long-term conversion rate of products in e-commerce is known to be 2%. So for every 100 views, you're supposed to have 2 sales. But again, that's in the long run. You can't expect it in the first 100 views. And after that, you have the publication date. So when was the item added to your store via DSM tool, and action buttons, which we are going to use in a minute. I want to mention one more thing. If items has multiple variations, you're only going to see the main product at the Price Monitor page. And then if you click the expand button, it loads all the other variations and shows them right here under the title of the product. So in this case, we have the different sizes of this bedsheet, and I can also close that expansion. Before we're editing a product to see how editing works here, I want to go to the account settings, which is down here. If you click on that button and then you go to the monitor settings, I just want to make sure that we're all clear with our settings. So first you have the supplier settings, which are here. Each and every different supplier might have different settings. So Amazon has Prime protection if you only want to sell Prime products. AliExpress has settings about that has to do with which shipping company do you want us to calculate the price for, etc., etc. You can learn everything about the suppliers and how to work with them and how to install them in the help center under the dropshipping suppliers section. But there is also a complete lesson about how to add a new supplier to your store when working with DSM Tool. So if you have not watched this video yet, please refer back to it. And then under it, you have the general monitor settings, which is, and first you have the option to stop the repricing. If it's by any means relevant to you, you can stop it here. You can also use that button to refresh your account. So if you click off and then you click update, and then you click on again and you click update again, it will refresh a fresh scan of your account, which is sometimes necessary, and sometimes you might be asked to do that by one of our customer service agents in the chat. The other setting that I want to mention is the protection setting. So when item enters a protection mode, and let me give you an example for something that could set an item into a protection mode. When the item goes out of stock, that's the most clear example. Another example is that for some suppliers, for example, let's take Amazon, which is used to be a very, very popular supplier, and today there are many other popular suppliers as well. So people wanted to only sell Amazon Prime products, and then if a product on Amazon would what's so-called go out of Prime or become not available through Amazon Prime, then that would mean that it goes under protection. And here you can set up what's going to happen when it goes under protection. Option number one is that you change the target quantity to 0, meaning that you set it out of stock on your store. 99% of our customers uses this option. The other option, which is very interesting if you're selling on Shopify, for example, or actually also on eBay. On eBay you have a little bit problem with it because eBay limits you with your monthly limit of the price of your product. So you're gonna stack up and you might exceed your limit that way. But for Shopify, you can choose to double the target price. And what happens when you double the target price is that if, for example, on your Shopify store, you still manage to sell an item that on your supplier is out of stock, if you sold it for double the price, you will have a very high incentive to try to source it from another supplier. And as you know already, DSM Tool supports 50 suppliers, and with the DSM Tool Auto Paste, you can, within a click of a button, search among almost 50 suppliers. So in that case, that might be an interesting setting for you. Okay, so we learned about the layout of the price monitor and what it does, and we know that it reprices your products every 60 minutes. You can also see the last time that the product was scanned if you stand on the price of the product. You see, last scanned 33 minutes ago. Let's now dive into how do we do actions and what are the actions that we want to do. So we're going to learn how to edit our items, and we're going to learn how to optimize our products on a daily basis. So editing is done through here in the edit button. When you click on the edit button, it opens up. Oh, sorry, this is an edit for variations. I'm going to show it soon. Let's show a single item. When you don't use multi-variations products, editing can be done to the title, to the values of the product, such as the price, the desired profit. You can even change the break-even, and even if you're selling on eBay, you can even change the template of the product. You can also change the source. So the supplier, you can literally change the supplier here, and when you change the supplier, we will start repricing it from the new supplier. So that's very relevant. You're going to see soon when and how do we use it. And in rare cases, you might want to publish that product as a new listing on eBay, but keep it here so you can also change it up here. You can also deactivate the scanning and report an item to our team if you see that any of the data is wrong, mostly the source price from your supplier. That's editing a single item. If I'm going to choose all of the items in the page, I could click edit as well here, and it would open up all of the products. It will not give me the same parameters that I was able to change for a single item, but I could change either the quantity, the break-even, the profit to either another percentage or a specific amount, or buy. Buy, by the way, is the coolest option because you can, for example, increase all of your profit by 20 cents. It just adds 20 cents to all of the profit. You can also, by the way, use minuses. So you can do minus 0.2 and it will bring us to the same result. So that's how you're going to use that edit. I want to mention that it would make sense now if I choose edit for an item that has multi-variations. Because there are multi-variations, it will open up immediately the multiple items change, because each variation, specifically on eBay and also on other websites, each variation can have its own details. So you cannot edit them one by one, so you cannot do a full editing of the title. It's also not relevant, but you can edit all of the rest of the parameters if you click the edit button. There are also options to delete products. But there are multiple options to delete for deletion. I'm going to leave you to read about it in our help center, but it's really, really cool. You have really deleting a product when you're doing e-commerce might have multiple meanings. So I'm going to leave you to read about it. And you can also add a note. And if you add a note, it will appear down here. We're not going to do it now. The last thing that I want to show you is the bottom of the page, where you can find global operations buttons, like adding existing listings that you already have on your store, find products that are on your store but aren't in DSM Tool. That's relevant for people that are joining DSM Tool but have existing products on their store. Revise more than 500 products at once, meaning all of your products. That's where you can see here that you can select how many products to show on a page. So if you have more than 500, that's the limit per page. So you will make the changes through here. You will make the edit through this button. Or report violating product. If you have a brand name that you want to report, it's done through here. You can read about it as well in the help center. I want to move and focus in this lesson about optimization, which is really the most important part when running your store. Everything else you can easily learn about through our help center. So what is optimization and how do we do it? First, we have to understand which products we want to optimize. For that, I'm going to show you soon which products we're going to optimize. But for that, we can filter our table very easily with DSM Tool Smart Filters. The filters that are available for us are when we click here on the filter list button, we can, for example, filter only products from one specific supplier. We can search only products that has a specific quantity, like 0. Which is out of stocks, only specific amount of views. But what's beautiful is that we can also use smart elements, smart characters, sorry. For example, we can decide that we want only products that has profit that is higher than $2. Then we can use the higher than, greater than sign. We can also use the opposite, or is it? Lower than, oh, that's greater than, sorry. So lower than is another option for us to use. So we have either equal, higher, or lower, and we can also create a range from 2. So for example, I want only products that has between 10 to 30 views. And if I'll click filter, it will filter the table. And as you can see, all of the products that I have here now has between 10 to 30 views. Here, this is the views column. So this is how I find, how I filter the table. I can also use the most common. We have here a filter of only the most common filters that people are using. For example, only sold, only in stock, or only out of stock. Let's check the ones that are only out of stock. Here we go. I just clicked on it and it filtered out all of the out of stock products. And if I stand on if I put my mouse over the quantity, I can see also when did this item go out of stock. So how do we use it? We have just learned, but when and why should we use it is really the more interesting part of this video. And we're just getting to it. I want to present you our dashboard. I already showed it in one of the previous lessons about when we talked about establishing your account. But in this specific video, I want to talk about the account alerts part of the dashboard. This area is going to help you optimize your store, and I'm going to show you how. First, the account alerts are divided into colors. Red means that there is something critical that you have to take care of it immediately. In this case, we see that we have 40 unmonitored products that are on eBay, but not in the Price Monitor. The reason for that, by the way, is because this account is active, but it is also used for research purposes, and therefore we have 40 products that are on another account. So, but if you have such case, you will see that alert. Under that, you have optimization alerts, which are the yellow alerts. And under that, more optimization alerts, but the ones that you don't have to take like, you know, it's like a traffic light. So it starts in red, yellow are the less dangerous ones, and green are ones that you should think about and you should consider. Okay. Let's now read the alerts that we have in this specific account and see what is it that we can optimize. So we have one item that was last sold more than 30 days ago, meaning that it already sold at least once, but then 30 days passed and it didn't sell again. We have products, 201 products that has no sales at all for over 30 days. So these are products that already sold but then stopped selling, and these are products that have never sold. We have 4 products that that went live in the past 7 days but actually got less than 10 views. So these are all products, and it says that my last listing was yesterday. So we talked in the previous lesson about continuous listing. This is a time for me, this is a great reminder for me to list new products. But what about these ones? Let's check, let's try to actually optimize our store now. What we want to do is we want to take actions with all of these products, because right now they're not performing and they're harming our account. The eBay search engine is seeing that we have a product that sold but more than 30 days ago, and then 30 days it didn't sell. Well, most likely it's not going to get to the first page. Let's think, what can we do with it? So I'm going to click on that button to filter out that product. It's a product from Gogomol. And I can see that it already sold once and that it has 89 views, but it was posted more than a month ago. Meaning that most likely this product was added to the store and then started getting views, and then eBay saw that eBay gave it views, and then it actually sold once, but then it just stopped selling. And now is the time when we can optimize it. So we have 2 options. Option number 1 is to completely remove that item using the deletion options. But actually, the more interesting thing that you can do is to optimize your store by replacing that item with another similar product that you might be able to find, maybe not, from another supplier. And for that, we're going to use the DSM Autopaste. The DSM Autopaste product search allows you to search that exact product between all of the relevant suppliers that are similar to Gogomol. Let's see how it works. First thing that I want to do is I want to set up the suppliers that I want to search at. So I'm going to click on the Autopaste and I'm going to click more settings here. And then I can choose all of the suppliers. I can just click the mark it with a V. All of the suppliers that I want to open. I just happen to do a search for all of the Chinese suppliers, so they're all marked here with a V. But if I would look for, I don't know, suppliers in Germany, for example, or suppliers in the UK, or suppliers in the US, I can just go around here and add all the time and make changes to the suppliers that I'm searching products from. And then all that I'm left to do is click the Compare Between Suppliers button. When I click the Compare Between Suppliers button, what's going to happen is that DSM Autopaste will automatically open the pages, the search results of that product, that exact product, between different suppliers. So for example, remember that this product was, let's see, the source price of it was $1.80. Let's check it for a second, just to make sure. I opened it up in Gogomol, so it's $1.18. Maybe I could find it for a cheaper price from another supplier. Sorry, we can see that including shipping here, it's $5.35. So we're going to look for something that is lower than $5.35. Let's see. We have here, there you go. We have here $4.85 with free shipping, exactly same product. And what I can do now is I can go into that product page. Wait a second, go into that. Sorry for that. Go into that product page. Oh, what's up, AliExpress, with all of those pop-ups? Take the URL of that product. I copy it. I go to the Price Monitor. I click Edit. I click to change the source ID. I put here the AliExpress logo and I click replace. And as you can see, the source changed successfully. It's no longer Gogomol, it's AliExpress for a lower price. I see that my target price here has jumped, so I'm gonna recalculate it. I don't want a $31 desired profit. I want, let's say, $1 desired profit because I want to bring back sales maybe. And then my target price is now going to be $7.22. Wait, let's check that it's correct. Yeah, so I checked it and the previous price was $10.99 and we just reduced it to $7.22. I think that we can go higher than that. I think that we can go $7.99. So I'm going to try that and then our profit will be a little bit higher and it looks better here. And I'm going to click update and the item is now going to be repriced from $11 to $7.99 on my store, which is awesome. I just reduced the price dramatically. Instead of getting rid of this product and then adding another product to eBay and then maybe paying more insertion fee and maybe, I don't know, losing a potential good seller, I realized that this product from Gogomol was performing well and then something happened. Maybe the price in the market changed. We don't really know to tell, but if I could find it within a minute from another supplier, using the DSM AutoPaste and then just change the supplier, well, that's great for us. By the way, let's just take a look at other suppliers as well. Banggood don't have anything. China brands don't have anything. China Vision, mostly for electronics, so it's not relevant. Deal Extreme got nothing, and DHgate got it for $7.83, which is higher than the price we wanted. So AliExpress in that case was the best supplier for us. And here we go. We just optimized one of the products. Now we can give it a little bit longer time and to see in a few days how is it performing. And if it performs well, if it goes back to sell, that's amazing because we dropped the price. There is a good chance that eBay is going to give us back more visibility for that product. Same thing I can do to each and every one of the alerts that I see in the account alerts. You can see that the alert has not moved from here because this item, although I changed it, it still didn't sell, which is great because you can go back tomorrow or the day after and you can do this. You won't look for this product again for a cheaper price, but you could remove it in 7 days if you still have it on your store and it's not performing. And the same thing you can do with each and every one of those alerts. I just want to say one more thing, which is that those alerts are editable. So if you go to the account settings and you go to the dashboard settings, you can change the alerts and you can pretty much control how will it work, which is a great tip mostly for eBay sellers because, for example, if you have products that have no sales at all and you put here 28 days, that means that you can get rid of them before eBay renews or before the month renews and you have to pay an insertion fee for them again because that's how it works on eBay. Every month you pay for the amount of active listings that you got. I would even lower it to, I don't know, 24 or something just to give you some opportunity to make changes to those products because, as we said, optimization could be either changing the product completely, changing, by the way, you can also reduce only if you couldn't find anywhere cheaper price, maybe your profit is too high and now you need to reduce the profit to a lower level just to bring back traffic into your product, or completely removing it. Don't be afraid. Don't get attached to products. If you have changed, especially if you have changed them to another product and they didn't sell, remove them and go find new products. Anyway, your work when you're doing dropshipping is to always find new opportunities. Maybe the opportunity for this product is over. Some products are seasonal, some products are trendy. Don't get attached to your products, just completely remove them. So that's it about the price monitor. And you've seen, by the way, you can do the same optimization before I'm going. You can do the same thing for views, for products that has no views for a couple of days. You also have a dashboard alert for that. And I'm gonna give you some homework now. So your homework for today is pretty simple. You're going to go over the Help Center articles at support.dsmtool.com to get to know all of the features of the Price Monitor. If you're serious about your online business and about your dropshipping business, this is something that you do. You don't start using a professional tool without reading the manual, and that's the manual for DSM Tool. Then you're going to set up your dashboard settings. You're going to go and check the dashboard settings. You're going to read what are they and try to learn and try to think, well, what would work best for me? You can also go to the DSM Tool Facebook community and share what are the dashboard alerts that you've been creating, and just to get optimization ideas from other people. Engage in the community. It makes you more professional. And the third thing that you want to do is, if you're now starting building a daily routine, either for you, for your virtual assistant, a weekly routine, no matter how much you decide to invest in your business, make sure that you use some of that time not only for adding new listings to your store, but also to remove listings from your store. That might sound a little bit counterintuitive as DSM Tool grows by having more products in our system, but actually, if you have too many products and you're paying too much insertion fees to eBay and you're not performing well with your listings in general, you're going to stop selling. If you're going to stop selling, you're not going to have a DSM account, and well, that's not good for neither of us, not you nor the DSM Tool company. So we want you to grow and we want you to succeed, and therefore optimization, getting rid of products, changing products to other products that has lower prices to maintain the great opportunities that are out there with working with multiple suppliers. That's what you should do. See you in the next video, and thank you very much.